He missed the playoffs in 24. He missed the playoffs last year, and now he is sitting on a team that looks like they're eyeing another game, another season where he'll have inflated stats because of a bad defense and also less wins than Lamar Jackson and the Ravens because they're not able to make up the scratch. Examples I have for which Joe Burrow's playoff career gets overly inflated and why that should not be the one thing you take to uplift him over Lamar Jackson. C-Cat, what are your general thoughts on Joe Burrow as a playoff quarterback? And I know it might take you some time to think about it because it's been 3 years since you've seen him there.
My general thoughts of Joe Burrow as a playoff quarterback is he had a peak that no one not named Patrick Mahomes in our current list has had. That's my first urge when I want to talk about Joe Burrow as a playoff quarterback. He had the lasting memory that is greater than the best memory I have of Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
It's about to be a surgical summer.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Please.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Joe Burrow's playoff career. I have this broken down because, honestly, it's actually really quick to do because it's not much of a playoff career. You know what I'm saying? If I did this for like Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or, God forbid, I have to do it for Patrick Mahomes, it would be a long list. How many times would you just assume off the top of the head, Joe Burrow, this storied playoff quarterback, how many times would you assume he's actually qualified for the playoffs?
Well, I know I'm supposed to give a wrong answer here, but I can't just fake it. I think he's been in the playoffs twice. Because I remember both playoff exits. One was the Super Bowl, and one was against Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship
So he's
game.
made the postseason twice. The same amount of times as C.J. Stroud. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, woo! You know, this playoff veteran, this guy that just all these deep runs, two playoff appearances is what people are going off of to tell you that Joe Burrow is a better playoff quarterback than Lamar Jackson. So we start there. How about we start with the very first playoff run and the one that put him on the map, 2022, when Joe Burrow and the Bengals shock the world and make it all the way to the Super Bowl. Let's talk about that journey to the big game. Wild card round at home. The Cincinnati Bengals welcome the mighty, fighting, rowdy, Las Vegas Raiders, led by Derek Carr.
They must have blown him out, though, right? Like, it was like 45-0?
Las Vegas Raiders, but no. It went down to the wire. Dogfight with Derek Carr. But you know what? That's his first playoff game. Not going to judge him by that. Joe Burrow playoff career is now 1-0. With a win over Derek Carr, hang it on the mantle. The trophy.
That meme of the Green Ripper opening doors and leaving blood. Derek Carr, you're first, buddy.
Why do you think there's no meme of Joe Burrow ever doing that? He can do that with his national championship run at LSU. You can't do it with his NFL run because as I list off these names of quarterbacks whose head he has, you're going to notice that it is a bit slim pickings. All right, so you get past the Raiders. Tough battle. You know what I'm saying? Win, baby, win. You know, I mean, these guys are rowdy. Next up, you welcome in a dog in Derrick Henry and the Tennessee Titans who have Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. Now, what people tend to forget about this game is Joe Burrow was absolutely horrendous. Joe Burrow did nothing to help the Bengals win. He was sacked a playoff record 9 times. And I like to assume, and many people that have ball knowledge, oftentimes sacks are a quarterback stat. And you can't be taking that many negative plays and expecting your team to win, especially not in the playoffs. Burrow was sacked 9 times. He threw an interception and 0 touchdowns that game. 0 touchdowns that game. How did the Bengals win? Well, because Ryan Tannehill threw more touchdowns to the Bengals than Joe Burrow did. That's how the Bengals won that football game. It had nothing to do with Joe Burrow. He gets to the AFC Championship game on the back of his defense and also the incompetence of Ryan Tannehill. But whatever. Ryan Tannehill gets put in the trophy case as well. Or should we be handing the trophy to Ryan Tannehill for winning the game for the Bengals? I don't know. But Burrow starts his playoff career 2-0. And next up, we have the Kansas City Chiefs.
This is in 2024, right? This must have been recent memory.
No. It's back in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah. That we're still changing our opinion on whether or not he's better than Lamar Jackson. Then you go to the AFC Championship game. You play against the mighty beast that is the Kansas City Chiefs. And you do your job. Joe Burrow had a good game. He did not outduel Patrick Mahomes. He actually, if you want me to run back the stats to you, 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown. Wasn't beautiful. He did a decent enough job to win. Patrick Mahomes had the ball in overtime with a chance to beat the Bengals. Don't act as if Joe Burrow defeated the mighty Mahomes. He played just good enough like Lamar has done and like Josh Allen has done. The difference is this was the one big glimmering flaw in Patrick Mahomes' career. That was the worst drive of his playoff career in overtime with a chance to beat the Bengals. He got fooled. He threw an interception. The Bengals win. The Bengals defense sealed that win, and we know how that ended. They lose against the Rams in the Super Bowl. Moving on to the very next year, CCAT, and I'm going to keep this quick so we can get to the actual crux of the situation, and that is the top 5 reasons people tend to put Joe Burrow over Lamar Jackson. He's 3-1, lost to the Rams in the Super Bowl. We love us some Joe Burrow. Crown him as the king of the NFL and Burrowhead Stadium, all that fun stuff. Next year, you're in the wild card round, and this is where I think he actually moves past Lamar Jackson in many people's eyes. The Bengals beat the Ravens in the wild card 24-17. Yeah, you know where I'm going here. The Bengals get a huge win against
a Pro Bowl quarterback.
A Pro Bowl quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens and to start 2023. Oh, yeah, of course. Let's go ahead and hang Lamar Jackson's bust in Joe Burrow's trophy case. Oh, but wait. Because the quarterback he was playing against that game was Tyler Huntley. Oh, but wait again. Because the game-winning touchdown that the Bengals got, just like I said last time, Joe Burrow did not beat the damn Kansas City Chiefs. That Bengals defense sealed the deal. Do you remember Sam Hubbard? 98-yard fumble return to the house?
Yes.
Do you remember Tyler Huntley gifting that ball on the ground to Hubbard? Mm-hmm. This is the third game that has been gifted to Burrow that ends up being a win in his column and not a loss. And it's nothing he did, it's what his team did. So you get the win over the Ravens. Lamar was not there, and you barely squeaked that win out. The next game, you get the best performance of Joe Burrow's career, comes in a snow game against the Buffalo Bills where they win 27-10. Now, he beats Josh Allen head-to-head.
That game was over quick. He did blow him out of the gates.
It was crazy. Now, Bills fans are going to complain it was too snowy, which is weird. Bills fans also are going to complain that was the DeMar Hamlin year, and the Bills players were a little bit perturbed by all of the situations around it.
They really say that?
They do. They do. I mean, Bills fans complain
emotional distress on losing to the Bengals.
Have you not met a Bills fan in person?
I guess not.
So there goes Joe Burrow's entire playoff career, all of his wins, because the very next game he goes to AFC Championship game against Patrick Mahomes, and he lays an absolute dud and loses. Everybody points to what? The roughing the passer that Mahomes gets when he runs out of bounds, and it was a clear penalty by the Bengals defense.
Late hit out of bounds. He was a runner at that moment.
You want to know how Joe Burrow played in that game? Mahomes, by the way.
4 touchdowns, 300 yards.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no. 1 touchdown for Joe Burrow, 2 interceptions, and was sacked 4 times. Cut the music. That's his playoff career. How the hell can you continuously try and mark up that run, credit it all to that guy, and not see the implicit bias in y'all's comments, in y'all's statements? After that, he missed the playoffs in 24. He missed the playoffs last year, and now he is sitting on a team that looks like they're eyeing another game, another season where he'll have inflated stats because of a bad defense and also less wins than Lamar Jackson and the Ravens because they're not able to make up the scratch.